In a previous video, I explored how Dungeons & Dragons can support mental health, but none of that works unless the table itself feels safe. Today, I want to talk about what we as players and DMs can actively do to create a table where everyone feels secure, respected, and able to show up fully. Before we jump into it, there are two very important caveats I want to say up front. Firstly, this video does cover some similar ideas to my earlier D&D and mental health video, with a much more practical and table-focused perspective. Secondly, these are general principles and not hard rules. Every TTRPG table is different, and no single approach will fit every player or every group or every situation. With that said, let's get into it. To explain where I came from, I decided to look at psychologist Carl Rogers' 6 core principles for therapy and how to work together to solve problems mutually. So I have cut those down to 4 and I'm applying it to the world of Dungeons and Dragons and TTRPGs in general. So let us begin. First up, we have psychological contact. A real connection has to exist. For a table to feel safe, the possibility of meaningful connection has to exist between everyone involved. That means people are present, engaged, and aware of one another. Not just mechanically, but socially. If you're being talked over, ignored, or treated like an accessory to someone else's story, the game stops feeling collaborative very quickly. Without that basic sense of connection, safety can't form. And without safety, even the best system or the most talented DM will not save your table. So, play with people you care about and get to know them and let them get to know the real you. Which brings us right on to our next one. Secondly, we have congruence, being genuine even in roleplay. Congruence is about being genuine and honest with the people around you. Yes, even if the game is built around pretending. Most of us don't get the chance to be our authentic selves in our everyday life. TTRPG can be the one place, or at least one of the few places, where it feels safe to explore our confidence, our vulnerability, and even our curiosity, even in failure. As Sam Hope puts it, I would much rather be rejected for who I am than accepted for who I am not. That idea matters at the table. When players feel pressure to perform, to be the right kind of player, or to suppress parts of themselves to fit in, the safety ends quietly over time. You don't need to overshare and you don't need to bare your soul. But pretending you're fine when you're not, or forcing yourself into a role that feels wrong, slowly undermines trust, both in and out of character. Congruence is something that all of us need to work on. I don't know anyone who's truly congruent. I've been working on it for at least 2 years now. But I found through TTRPGs a safe space to sort of play around with who I am and who I want to be. Why don't you try it? Number 3 on my list is unconditional positive regard. Respect first, always. Unconditional positive regard means treating the people at your table as worthy of respect, regardless of their mistakes. This doesn't mean anything goes. Boundaries always matter, but it does mean separating what someone did from who they are. Players will forget rules, they'll make bad calls, and they'll roleplay awkwardly. If respect disappears, the moment that happens, people stop taking risks, and when people stop taking risks, the game becomes smaller, not better. A table where players feel fundamentally accepted is a table where players feel safe enough to actually play. That guides me perfectly into empathy. Everyone messes up. People are going to make mistakes. That's unavoidable. We're all human, or half-elf, or tiefling, or maybe even a little gnome. But none of us are perfect. I still remember being about 10 years old, playing D&D for my second ever session, and still not quite understanding it, because it's a very nebulous game, and I caused the entire party to wipe out. I killed everyone, even myself. I didn't quite understand what I'd done, and my then best friend really talked down to me for it, and he was very angry with me and wouldn't even talk to me for about a day. And it's 30 years on, and that moment still sticks with me. It doesn't bother me as much as it did then, but it does stick with me. And again, we were only kids. Point is, a lot of adults play this game now. Negative words last far longer than we think. Empathy at the table means remembering that mistakes are part of learning, and that shame shuts people down far faster than feedback ever will. Correct actions, not people, leave room for growth. A table that allows mistakes is a table people feel safe returning to. And that's what you want. We all will make mistakes. And honestly, some of the best times in D&D are when mistakes happen and you have to just roll with it and just do some of the most crazy things. So just embrace the chaos and don't judge people. A safe D&D table isn't about sanitizing stories or removing challenge. It's about making sure everyone at the table feels respected enough to take part fully, because when people feel safe, the game doesn't become weaker, it becomes better. And if you haven't realised it by now, these are also some fantastic ways on how to be a decent friend or even a decent person. So, my name's David. This has been the Congruent Chronicler. If you like what I've done here, check out these other videos. I'll see you next Tuesday. And don't forget, guys, like and subscribe, because we're going to be doing a lot more videos like this.